Greeting the Oregon Ministry Network family, and Happy New Year. I hope your New Year is off to a fantastic start. Last summer, we made some significant announcements that we would be reducing the Oregon Ministry Network team from 3 full-time executive positions to 2. Later in the year, we announced that Brian Eno would take Boyd Powers' place as the secretary and treasurer, or the lead pastor of administration. I'm happy to announce that transition took place in October. Brian came on in October, November, December. Boyd was in place, Brian was in place to make sure that they did the job well. We are now in January, and Brian is taking over 100%, is doing a fantastic job. We also announced that later in 24, we would be telling you who the assistant superintendent would be. Now remember, this role is a part-time role. It doesn't require the person to leave their ministry if they're involved in other ministry. Well, the presbytery's made a decision. I've made a decision. We're excited today to announce that Tom Murray will be joining our team in February as the assistant superintendent. Again, remember, this is a part-time position. However, that part-time position does place Tom on the Oregon Ministry Network executive leadership team. It also places him as an auditor for the general counsel in a GP position, and it places him on the Oregon Ministry Network Presbytery, and this will begin in February. There was another announcement made last year by Boyd Powers, and it was his resignation as the World Missions Director, a position that he has held for 39 years. That resignation will be effective at the new summit, this year in April of 24. I'm excited to let you know that the presbytery, myself, and Boyd have selected a successor for this role, and I'd like Boyd to announce who that is.
Great. Lee, thank you. This is a great day. You know, as I reflect back on 39 years of ministry, the highlight for me of everything I've done has been serving as the missions director for the Oregon Ministry Network. And I've counted it a privilege to serve as an encourager for our missionary members as well as an advocate for them. And with my announcement, I have been praying and saying, God, who is that next person? But looking back over the last few years and listening to a certain individual, I, in my heart, felt that Tom Murray was the right person to come in and serve in that capacity. Now, for 11 of those 39 years, I was a lead pastor, and I know that it can work, and it can work well. And so today it's my privilege to introduce Tom as also taking the role of Network Missions Director for Oregon. Tom, welcome.
Thank you, Boyd.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tom, we're so excited to have you on the team. And, you know, some have asked, is this doable? Can he actually carry 2 roles? And he can. Boyd, in some ways, has done that as our secretary and treasurer and missions director for all of these years. So our bylaws allows for that provision. It is doable, and we think with the right person, it's doable. But tell us about yourself. Give us a little snapshot of who Tom Murray is and anything else you'd like to share with this family.
Well, thank you, Lee, and thank you, Boyd. What an honor and privilege it is to sit in the room with you. My wife, Jennifer, and I have really enjoyed the conversations with you and Cindy and Brian and Barb and Boyd. We've spent some good quality time together. Thank you for inviting us into your vision. We all understand the value of standing on the shoulders of those who've gone before us. I remember this last summer, I was at a meeting and I was sitting across the table from a person who was newer in their role as the missions director of a network. And I said, well, who did you talk to learn how to do what you do? And without hesitation, she said, Boyd Powers. So I know, Pastor Boyd, that you are a person that networks across the country have looked to for how to do this role. So you said, yes, it is possible to do both roles, to lead in the local church and to serve the network. But we also know that you've set the bar high and you've done it well. And I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for what you've done for the Oregon Ministry Network and for World Missions. Jennifer and I are privileged to serve at People's Church in Salem. Our most important ministry is our 4 kids, Savannah, Dahlia, Tucker, and Elsa. We moved to Oregon about 3.5 years ago, and as we've talked about, Pastor Lee, the pastor who I served under in Wisconsin before we moved here, Pastor Jerry Brooks, is the pastor of a tremendous local church, but also serves as an assistant superintendent in Wisconsin, Northern Michigan. So to some extent, I've seen this up close, and from that vantage point, it is possible and healthy. So I remember as a kid, I loved maps, and over the years of my life, that what started out as a child, a love of looking at maps, God has cultivated that into a heart for the nations, and believing that every person on the planet deserves to hear the message that Jesus died for them. And one of the reasons that we came to People's Church was because of its 71-year heritage of missions, and getting a chance to build on that, and to have voice into how we do that in the network is a tremendous privilege, and I cannot say thank you enough. We're thrilled for what's to come.
Well, we're excited in every way. And Tom, another piece that some people might not know is when you were in Wisconsin, in your position there, you also served and worked with missionaries. What was your role there?
I was the missions pastor at a local church there, a Discovered Church, for 5 years, and we built up a platform to send people on teams all over the world. I had a chance to also travel, and I was a TV news reporter for 10 years before God called me into ministry, which is kind of a story for another day. But what I would say today is that God has made a way for me to be able to use that video and news background to travel around the world to tell the stories of missionaries and organizations that are doing things around the world, and to get out and see it up close is something that I'm believing that in this role, we're going to bring a lot of people all over the world to see it up close.
Praise God.
There's something about seeing it up close, and we're going to continue, Pastor Boyd, on your heritage of raising up tremendous missionaries from the state of Oregon, from the Oregon Network, to serve nations.
Boyd, I want to publicly say thank you. Thank you for 39 years. But more than that, thank you for recognizing the moment in time. You said to me, it's not that I have to step aside, and you don't have to step aside, but you felt like that it was a right time for this transition, for the Oregon Ministry Network. And we're excited. You're going to speak at our mission service at Summit. We're going to have an appropriate dessert reception for you and Sally following that Tuesday night session. So we'll talk about that more later. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the years of serving, and thank you for the help that you've been in this. And it's important to all of our missionary family and global workers that Boyd Powers helps endorse this, because you're the guy they went to for so long. So thank you for that.
It's been an honor, and it's been a privilege, Lee. And I'm anticipating great things in the future, Tom.
Yeah. Thank you, Pastor Boyd.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We are as well. You know, some have asked, can we do this from a bylaw perspective? And yes, we can. The bylaws has a provision that allows the Oregon Ministry Network Presbytery, in conjunction with the Oregon Ministry Network Executive Leadership Team, to make this move now. Now, it also dictates that at our upcoming summit, both Brian's position and Tom's position as Assistant Superintendent and as Secretary and Treasurer will have to be ratified by the entire constituent, so there will be a ballot cast. And then Boyd's position is a separate position, that of a mission director. And in that particular position, Tom, there will be an opportunity for you to vote yes or no with Tom. And we're anticipating that everything will go well. I'm proud of our presbytery and our leadership who has helped us arrive at this conclusion. It's been quite a journey this last year, but we are anticipating fantastic things in 2024. And we just want to invite you. I can tell you that the 24 Summit's going to be different than we've had in a long time, and you'll hear more about that in the future, but plan to be with us in April at People's Church in Salem. God bless you.